Well, first of all, I did what I would do anytime I tackle a project of this nature. I do a lot of historical work, a lot of historical research. And the first thing you do is you go out and you read. You read as much as you possibly can about the subject so that you familiarize yourself with the basics. I don't mean read about his case, I mean about the issues of wrongful conviction, criminal justice in general. Familiarize yourself with that so you have a foundation. And then, once I started to really look at the facts of his case, and it was hard because I wasn't able to secure the transcripts. But so I went back to the old issues of the Observer-Dispatch and the Syracuse Post-Standard and read their coverage. And then started to try to, piece together what really happened and match that and corroborate that with what all of my subjects were telling me. I was really surprised at how willing they were to open themselves up to some horrible, horrible memories. There's a piece when Ed Lewandowski talks about, remembering back to the night of the murder and how he remembered that he saw Steve in the bowling alley that night and was able to back up his alibi. Not that it did any good. But he even says, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking back on it. I mean, even to this day, when these people think back on those memories, it affects them. And to have them be so willing to sit down and just open up to me was, and going in, I didn't know what to expect. That was actually an apprehension that I had. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get anything out of them, And everybody was just wonderful. For the release and exoneration, that was pretty easy to get because this just happened. So I just called WKTV and I talked to Steve McMurray and I said, do you have anything? And he said, yes, we do. Can I get a copy? Absolutely. Just credit us. Well, that was very generous of him. And I looked everywhere for some sort of coverage of the murder or the trial. I contacted as many people as I could think of that I knew who were working in local media then. Do you have anything? No, nothing. Same with the TV people. And then I had actually completed the piece. Steve's sister lives with our news director at the radio station. And I was talking to her at the party and she said, how's the piece coming? And I said, I finished it this afternoon. And she said, really? Well, maybe you're not done because we have something that you're going to want. And just by mere coincidence, very recently, Steve's lawyer, Salvador Capsalatro, his widow, found a VHS tape of the trial coverage, had it transferred to DVD, and gave Sylvia a copy, who then gave it to me.
Did Steve's lawyer, he's deceased now, did he live to see his exoneration?
No, he died, I don't remember, it wasn't too awful long after the trial. I don't remember what year it was he died. But everyone has said, too, everyone just speaks so highly of him. And I think it was Sylvia and maybe somebody else who said that, it was that trial that killed him. The fact that Steve was convicted. Because he was so firmly convinced of Steve's innocence and apparently was so heartbroken that the guy ended up going to prison, on his watch, so to say.